Do you ever feel jealous looking at those VTOLs? Do you want to get the most useless ability in this game, coupled with the performance of a flying brick? Have you seen the amount of crashes and accidents that VTOLs have? Looking at you, Yak 38?
Ты ебучий палубник, конструктор-рукожоп! Что у меня еще раз вылетело, у меня жопу жжет! Гордо-ред, блядский як, яга полосу хуяк!
Don't worry. As for the cost of half your lifespan, or your kidney, you can get the same experience, but on a much better frame than the Yak 38. Introducing the AV-8, or more accurately, the Pimp My Harrier for the US. Now, it is fully understood that the trademark ability of the Harriers is its vertical takeoff and landing capabilities. But for the mercy of God, just don't. Don't use it for takeoffs, as you're just wasting time and risking slamming into the ground at subsonic speeds. With that being clear, and no one bothering to listen to one of the most important things about VTOLs, here's a quick guide on how to VTOL. Set your engine nozzles to 100, engine thrust to 100 as well. Wait to move up about 50 meters in the air, then begin changing your engine's angle to 70, 50, and finally 0 once you reach above 300 km/h speeds. And now, off to space you go, because you're gonna die if you try to get into dogfights. Before going into combat, you should know that the major difference between the tech tree and premium variants is the amount of countermeasures each can carry. 60 for the tech tree variant, and an amazing 240 CMs for the premium one, which means you can take off and roleplay Apollo missions by spamming flares throughout the entire match. And still die to head on fire, as flares do not work against cannon fire. To use the flares on the premium variant, you need to create a custom payload that includes the countermeasures pod. So, how does a level 5 that stole mom's credit card play this beast? Start off with a rapid climb to about 5 to 6 kilometers with 80% engine power. Otherwise, you might fry your pilot alive in the cabin. Upon leveling off, search for an unsuspecting victim in your proximity. Now keep in mind that you're unable to reach anything above Mach 1 without risking the entire thing falling apart. Since many people do not climb in jets, use and abuse this to your advantage, and dive at them with missiles at the ready. Now let's pause right here and speak about the missiles. You're using AIM-9Gs, which have a lock-on range of around 5 kilometers in the sun, and an effective long range of 4 or 3 kilometers, respectively to whether an aircraft has an afterburner or no. They can turn rather well, but can be easily flared, and they have a range of around 18 kilometers, but using them above 5 is just wasting them over nothing. Best way to use them is to lock them on to someone who doesn't expect Zeus to smite them in the middle of a bright sunny day. And then, get out of the dive, rinse and repeat. It should also be noted that with 30mm Eden cannons, you're also able to rather easily dogfight against people with awful turn rates, or those that cannot energy fight, because they prefer to roleplay lawnmowers at chop tree levels. Now, while the premium variant doesn't have a need for spading, because the video is covering both versions of the carrier, here's how to spade the tech tree variant. First, you'll need to spend half a year grinding flares, then a full year grinding AIM-9Gs. Then focus on flight performance, 30mm ammo, which you won't even use as the stock belt has pretty much everything you need, and then go for flight survivability. For the crew skills, if you're level 5, use all of the golden eagles from the pack to get any form of brain activity into your pilot, as it's already too late for you. And if you're experienced, just finish the pilot's stats and give him some love, with experting him with your life savings. And in summary, is the Hawker Siddeley / McDonnell Douglas Harrier Mark 50 / AV-8 Harrier worth it? Well, for the price of your life, or kidney, you're going to get one of the better jets in the game, but not a fully beginner-friendly one. So after getting used to jets, you may find this thing to either be your beloved grinding machine, or your suicide solution.
Moment, like at this point there is like two dumb works playing in a squad in jets they should not be owning, that is comparable to having a pea, like dried out pea in a beer can bouncing around. And that's the situation with the pretzel.
Pretty much sums it up.